He is driving that Jezebel, number 53.
Is that what he calls it, Jezebel?
The Jezebel, yep, out of Lazzaro Motorsports stables.
So white flag is out. Joe Chris is going to send them on their way. Chris cranks them up as we're ready to go racing out here. First Pro Stock feature of the year on the first night of racing. It's good to have you with us. We're looking forward to it. Toby's going to take you through the first 10 laps of this 30-lap Pro Stock feature go-round.
Jammin' Johnny Bradt and Pete Broderson slowly bring the field down the back straightaway. When you see him come by the front stretch, they'll be under green. Lights are off on the Morris Auto Group pace truck as Billy Peak slowly brings him down into turn number 3. Billy Peak brings the Morris Auto Group pace truck to the safety of the infield. And Chris says, we're underway. We're ready to take one step at Crown of the King. King of Dirt Pro Stock Series underway. And turn number 1 they go. Pete Broderson takes the early lead. On the outside, here comes the Saratoga Masonry Supply 87 of Walt Brownell, and Cousin Luke gets a run. Cousin Luke down the back straightaway takes over third from Brownell, and it's all over the back deck of the 24 of Jammin' Johnny Bradt. Horning's on the inside. Brat's run the middle grooves. They come through 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway they go. And now they're side by side. Head down on turn number 1 to complete lap number 1. Cousin Luke's on the low side. He's got to run. Expect him to take over the spot as they head out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Down the back straightaway they go, and Jammin' Johnny slips up. He allows Walt Brownell to get by for the third spot and opens the door for Kenny Gates. Kenny Gates taking his customary low road through turns number 3 and 4. He's down low. Johnny Bradt's up high as they come past the Cow Palace. Give the 4th position to Kenny Gates. Kenny Gates rides 4th. Jammin' Johnny Bratt's back to 5th. Tommy Denton runs in the 6th spot, and they're 2 deep for the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th spot. 4 cars under a blanket to complete the top 10. Chucky Dumblewski runs in the 7th spot. Now they're side by side for the 8th spot. The Manimal, your defending track champion here at the Fonda Speedway. Nick Stone runs in the 8th position with the 322 of Jake Casey on the top side. Side by side through turn number 4 they come, and down the front straightaway. Give it to Nicky Stone. Casey drops back to the 9th position, right into the clutches of Robbie Yetman. Robbie Yetman, the 2007 track champion here at the Fonda Speedway, goes side by side with Casey as they go down the back straightaway. On the Mohawk River they go into turn number 3. Yetman noses ahead just a little bit, but Casey powers back on the top side. Going through the short chute, Yetman pokes his nose ahead. They come out of turn number 4, still side by side for the 10th spot. As they cross the line, give it to Robbie Yetman. Yetman runs in the 10th position. Casey drops out of the top 10. Back up front, Pete Broderson's open up about a half a straightaway lead, and now the battle's raging for that 2nd position. All these drivers want to be the King of Dirt champion, and step 1 is tonight here at the Fonda Speedway. Luke Horning runs in the 2nd spot with the RCT Roofing number 2H, but the Saratoga Masonry Supply 87. Walt Brownell Jr. wants it, and he's closing quick. Broderson gets hung up behind the lap car. Jamie Warner's head down on turn number 3, and now the three cars under a blanket for the race lead as they head through the short chute. Out of turn 4 they come, and Broderson opens it back up one more time. The top 3 have pulled away from 4th place Kenny Gates. Gates is more than a straightaway back in the 4th position, and Tommy Denton runs in the 5th spot in that picture-perfect pool, number 94. 6 laps down, 24 to go, and according to the Recovery Room Sports Squirrel lap counter. Leaders are coming through turn number 4 right now. They click off one more lap. Pete Broderson remains up front, and they're still battling for the 2nd spot. Luke Horning runs 2nd with his 87 of Walt Brownell all over him. Brownell changes his lanes. That allows Horning to get away just a little bit. Kenny Gates continues to run the low side in the 4th position, and they're all jumbled up for the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th spot. Tommy Denton runs in the 5th spot. The Manimal Nick Stone's moved up to 6th. Chucky Dumblewski's moved up to 7th. Robbie Yetman's up to 8th. Johnny Bradt is slid back to 9th. And Casey moved back inside the top 10. 8 laps complete, and your race leader is over in turn number 3. Pete Broderson continues to hold about a 10-car length advantage over the battle for 2nd position between the 2H of Luke Horning and the Saratoga Masonry Supply machine of Walt Brownell Jr. Brownell drives right in his tracks as they head down to turn number 2 to complete lap number 9. Or turn 1 to complete lap number 9. They go through turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Brownell continues to look on the inside, but he can't make it stick as Broderson enters heavy traffic as they head through the short chute. And turn number 4 they go. Pete Broderson's a race later as they come down to click off lap number 10, the 30 lap King of Dirt Pro Stock feature event.
Pete Broderson riding on the front of it right now. Broderson strong on the lead over Luke Horning. Cousin Luke in that number 2 position. And Broderson just a little bit better in traffic right now. Third place goes to Walt Brownell. What a great run for him. Kenny Gates is a whole straightaway back. So Gates is going to need a little help by a caution flag to even get close to these guys as they're setting a blistering pace on the front of this with Broderson, Horning, and right behind Horning is Walt Brownell. And Brownell is starting to shine out here this year. He is really strong on opening night. Back in Kenny Gates rides in that number 4 position. Nick Stone is 5th. Tommy Denton is now 6th. Dumblewski is 7th. And yellow lights are out. And just what the doctor ordered with 11 laps complete for Kenny Gates. Gates has been hoping and praying. Brownell thought he maybe had a shot at getting around Cousin Luke to grab that number 2 position, but he's going to have to settle in. And Pete Broderson's big lead is now gone. Historical factoid there for you.
Love hearing those, Jim.
Huh?
I love hearing those.
There you go. So Pete Broderson taking the outside lane going down into turn 1. Remember, the leader has the option of doing either A or B, taking the inside or the outside. He has given up the inside, so Cousin Luke is on the inside of this thing. So now on the outside, Gates has now moved into a strategic placement on the speedway. So now he has an opportunity to make a run at these guys as we're working on 19 laps to go out here in this King of Dirt Pro Stock feature go-around. Big dollars on the line for these Pro Stocks out here tonight as they kick off the season. Field ready to roll as they come down between the turns. Broderson on the outside comes rolling off the high side. Luke Horning trying to stay with him. Kenny Gates is up there as well as they dive into turn number 1. So Brownell solidly in 3rd. He had a big advantage. Denton's charging on the outside. Tommy Denton trying to get to the front of this. And Nick Stone is down in the bottom. And Stone has now gotten inside Kenny Gates. And Cousin Luke is giving Broderson all he wants down off turn 4. Luke Horning trying to get to Pete Broderson. Couldn't pull the trigger. And Manimal is coming. Nick Stone on the outside has got that 27 wound up to Mach 3. And he is cruising around the outside of this racetrack. Kenny Gates slipped back to be 5th right now, and right behind Kenny Gates is Rob Yetman. Yetman is right there. Down off the turn, they're side by side again, and down inside Cousin Luke. He is determined in that RCT car to try to get by. Down into turn 1, Cousin Luke on the inside. Then it's Brownell. Nick Stones is on the high side, and right behind them right now, Yetman is all over Kenny Gates, and then Tommy Denton is next in line with 17 laps to go. So Broderson is shaking off the second place car. We got one sideways down between 3 and 4. Yellow lights are going to come on. Casey's 322 bringing out the yellow as he came to a stop up there between turns 3 and 4. So Casey, no harm, no foul. He didn't. I don't think he kind of backed it into the implement tire over there, but he didn't hit it hard enough. Is now 4th. Kenny Gates is 5th. Yetman is 6th right now. Dumblewski rides in 7th. Denton is 8th as they make their way up the backstretch. So right now the cast of characters starting to change a little bit at the front of this thing as guys are working their way through. We're just about halfway. So now the cream of the crop is starting to rise right now. They're off the turn, and Horning may get them. Cousin Luke down into turn number 1. Luke Horning on the outside. If he can get that bad boy to hook up on the outside, he's going to be your new leader. Backstretch they run. Luke Horning high side. Broderson on the bottom, and Nick Stone says, come on, let's go, Cousin Luke. And those guys are driving identical race cars, by the way. Nick Stone built both of those cars. He built the car for Cousin Luke, and he's building the one he drove himself. And now Broderson, I think it was a bad choice on the restart, and now Stone is out there as well, and he's coming at him. So Broderson tucks in. Now he's going inside. Cousin Luke, the race leader, and Pete Broderson says, I'm not done yet, son. And he comes charging back up. He's bumper to bumper with him, side by side. Luke is up high. Broderson's down low, and Broderson has retaken the lead. So Pete Broderson back in the front of this thing, and here comes Luke Horning on the outside. Horning down into turn number 1. He's going high side. Brownell can do nothing with those two as he rides along in that number 3 spot. Nick Stone has caught him. Now he hasn't been able to do anything with him yet, and now Yetman is coming. That's that bright yellow car with the silver, and down on the inside, here comes Brownell. All of a sudden, Walt Brownell found the gas pedal, and he went charging up into second. Back to third goes Luke Horning. Stone is fourth on the outside with 17 laps complete. Backstretch they run. It's Broderson. Broderson retakes the lead. Brownell is there now, and Brownell's been kind of sitting and feather-footing his way through this thing. He has been sitting behind him, and now he's pressuring Broderson. So Broderson has turned back all comers so far, and now it's Brownell's turn to make a run at the past track champion, Pete Broderson. Broderson down into the turn, 18 laps complete. Stone is kind of backed up a little bit, and high side cousin Luke has got to get going again. Kenny Gates is dropping back. So high side, here comes Luke again on the outside, and Stone is going up as well. So Brownell is right there. 12 laps to go as they come by. Move over flag being shown to Warner. So Broderson in front, and now it's Nick Stone's turn to go up and challenge Pete Broderson. Stone high side, 19 down and 11 to go. Backstretch they run. Slower traffic now in front of Pete Broderson. Nick Stone says, I can see you now, man. I got you in my sights. Down off the turn. It's going to be 10 laps to go as they come off turn 4. Yellow lights are on.
Yellow's out for Jammin' Johnny Bradt, who made a hard contact with the backstretch retaining wall. The concrete wall there on the back straightaway is about halfway down. We also have the Bruce back on. Johnny Bradt's car is being escorted back to the pit area. Once again, Johnny is okay. Just complaining of a little bit of a headache. He'll take the ride back in the ambulance. Lights are off on the Morris Auto Group pace truck. Billy Peak will take that hard left-hand turn to the safety of the infield. Over between turns 3 and 4. We'll get this King of Dirt Pro Stock feature event underway. Back underway. Pete Broderson picked the outside line. Nicky Stone's on the inside. Walt Brownell and Luke Horning will be in row number 2. And Robbie Yetman completes your top 5. Pace truck has entered the infield. And we're back underway in this King of Dirt Pro Stock Series feature event. Down the turn number 1 they go. Pete Broderson leads the way, but they're 3 deep behind him. Nick Stone's a sandwich right between the 2H's of Luke Horning and the 87 of Walt Brownell. They're continuing to be 3 wide through turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. In turn number 3 they go. Now 5 cars under a blanket for the 2nd through 6 positions. Through the short chute to go. They're still 3 wide as they go into turn number 4. On the low side is the 87 Walt Brownell. Nick Stone emerges as your 2nd place runner. Luke Horning's got to run. He dives to the middle side with Stone going on the top side. Walt Brownell down low as a 3 wide once again. Now they funnel down the 2 wide with Nick Stone being the odd man out as he drops back to the 4th position. All 4 remaining in the top 5 are closing in on Broderson. Now they look to go 3 wide for the race lead. In front of the Cup Palace they go. They come out of turn number 4, but they funnel back down the 2 wide. 21 laps down, 9 to go, according to the recovery room lap counter, as we have got a battle up for the top spot. Pete Broderson holds the lead as he starts to pull away down the back straightaway. The 87 of Brownell is now falling back into the clutches of Luke Horning. Cousin Luke takes to the top side with Brownell staying down low as head through the short chute. And then turn number 4 they go. Brownell looked underneath Broderson, but he couldn't make it stick. That allowed Horning to get a run on the top side going down the front straightaway. And then turn number 1 they go, and they're still side by side for the 2nd spot. And Brownell makes contact with Broderson, and Broderson goes around in front of the field. Everyone looks to have missed him, but we are under yellow. Walt Brownell made contact with the left rear corner of the 53B of Pete Broderson and spun him around. We'll have to wait and see what race director Denny Tilson thinks. Four 434-0189. The lights are out on the Morris Auto Group pace truck. Billy Peak will bring the truck to the safety of the infield, and we'll get the remaining 8 laps of this King of Dirt Pro Stock Series feature event underway. Nicky Stone and Cousin Luke, a pair of Stone Motorsports machines on the front row. Hardy and Stone slowly bring the field into the 4th turn, and they see the green flag from Joey Chris. We're back underway. They head down into the turn number 1. Luke Horning's on the top side. Nick Stone's down low as they both get a little bit squirrely. That allows Rob Yetman to scoot through. Yetman moves into the 2nd spot as Cousin Luke spins it up in turn number 2. And we're going to be back under yellow. Cousin Luke sits sideways up in turn number 2. The yellow flag is back on one more time. The real beneficiary of that was Rob Yetman. Yetman, who was at the tail end of the top 5, maybe just a little bit out on the restart, now sits in the 3rd position at LAZZARO'S Motorsports, LAZZARO'S Auto Body, number 7. The 24, Robbie Speed, is living up to his nickname as the Missile is up to the 4th spot after starting in the 25th position. The Mellonville Missile is definitely living up to that nickname. So far, Robbie Speed, the Mellonville Missile at number 24 is your hard charger of the night, starting 25th. Now is 4th. That's 21 positions, if my math is correct. And Jim Normoyle make up row number 1. Row number 2 is the Mellonville Missile, Robbie Speed, and Robbie Yetman. Row number 3, you got Dean Charboneau and Crazy Kenny Martin. Row 4 is the 14, the Kim Duell and Kenny Gates. Row number 5 is the 94, Tommy Denton, and the 7D of Chucky Dumblewski. Pace trucks to the safety of the infield, and we're back underway. Out of turn number 4, they come down the front straightaway. Your race leader is the Manimal, defending track champion Nicky Stone. Robbie Speed's way high in turn number 1. He kisses the outside wall. Now he spins it in turn number 2. And will we be back under yellow? Nope, he keeps it rolling. He keeps going, and he'll drop into last, but we got a car slow on the outside of the back straightaway. That is Kim Duell. Kim Duell, see if he'll make it to the pit area, or will he bring out a caution. So far, so good. Looks like he's going to make it. And we click off lap number 23. Up front, Nicky Stone has pretty much opened up a good gap. He's got about 5 car lengths lead over the 7N of Jimmy Normoyle. The 7 of Robbie Yetman runs in the 3rd spot. The 4 of Dean Charboneau is 4th. And 5th is Crazy Kenny Martin. Out of turn number 4, Nicky Stone comes as he will lead him down to complete lap number 24. 6 laps remaining in this 30-lap feature event to kick off the King of Dirt Pro Stock Series presented by Stone Motorsports and Used Cars. Nicky Stone himself leads as they go down the back straightaway, and he's opened up about a 10-car length gap as they head down to turn number 3. Looking back through the field, you got Cousin Luke making his way back up through the field as he goes past the 7 of Chucky Dumblewski for, looks like, the 8th position. Out of turn number 4, we got a challenge for the 3rd position. Dean Charboneau, the number 4, is on the inside of the 7N of Jimmy Normoyle as he just got passed by the 7 of Rob Yetman. Up front, Nicky Stone's pulled away about 15 car lengths, and Yetman only has just about 4 laps remaining to run him down. Yetman continues to ride in the 2nd position. 3rd is the 7N Jimmy Normoyle. Dean Charboneau is 4th. And Crazy Kenny Martin rounds out the top 5. Kenny Gates is in the 6th spot, but he's got a challenge from Cousin Luke. Luke Horning's on the outside of Gates as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway they go, and Horning's got to run. He gets into turn number 3, and he is the 6th place runner as Kenny Gates drops back to 7th. Nicky Stone completes lap number 27. 3 to go here in this 30-lap feature event for the Pro Stock division. And Nicky Stone is gone. Robbie Yetman's in the 2nd position, but he's only got about a car length over Jimmy Normoyle's number 7N. Dean Charboneau continues to run 4th, and Kenny Martin rounds out your top 5. Luke Horning's tracking down Martin, though. He's got the advantage that Martin had over him down to about 2 car lengths as they head through the short chute. In front of the cow pilots they go out of turn number 4. They're now side by side for the 5th spot. Give it to Cousin Luke. Cousin Luke in the RCT Roofing number 7 or number 2H is now your 5th place runner. He's on the top side. Kenny Martin tries to come back on the low side, but he can't make it stick. The field comes upon the 77, Jamie Warner, a slower lap car as they go into turn number 3. Through the short chute they come, and Warner goes up high, and he gets out of the way. Nicky Stone clicks off lap number 29. He'll see the white flag. 1 lap to go for Nicky Stone here in this inaugural King of Dirt Series event for the Pro Stock division. Stone's checked out. Robbie Yetman's running the 2nd position. He's got about 2 car lengths over the 7 of Jimmy Normoyle. Dean Charboneau runs 4th, and Luke Horning rounds out your top 5. Out of turn number 4 he comes, and he takes one giant step to become the king. Nicky Stone is your race winner. 2nd will go to Rob Yetman. 3rd will be the 7N of Jimmy Normoyle. 4th, Dean Charboneau, and 5th to Cousin Luke Horning.
Well, that's one. That's the first of 3 out here in the King of Dirt runs for the Pro Stockers. And Nick Stone, who had over 20 feature wins last year, kicks. It was kind of interesting because the guys that were up front early ended up not being there, and guys that started back in the field a bit end up making the drive to the front. Pretty darn good race. So it was Nick Stone 1st, Rob Yetman 2nd, Jimmy Normoyle was 3rd, Dean Charboneau 4th, Luke Horning 5th, Kenny Martin was 6th, Kenny Gates 7th, Tommy Denton was 8th, Walt Brownell 9th, 10th was Chucky Dumblewski, 11th was Jason Casey, 12th was Dennis Joslin, 13th was Brock Aubin, Gus Hollner was next, and Robbie Speed, Danny Older, Sanchez, Cassidy, Wilson, and the rest of the field. So Tobe's on his way down. Nick Stone is coming to victory lane along with the 2nd place car of Rob Yetman and Jimmy Normoyle, as they'll all be down there in victory lane together. Sportsman 30-lapper for the King of Dirt, getting set to join us on the Speedway once we finish up with the action down there in victory lane. So Nick Stone, home-built chassis. He's in the business, ladies and gentlemen. You want to buy a Pro Stock, there's a pretty darn good ad for your own cars when you build them. And Cousin Luke Horning also drives one of those cars, and he was finished in the number 5 position. So that's the way to do it. Get him to victory lane. We're going down to Toby LaGrange.
Thanks, Jim. Down here waiting on Nicky Stone. Here we go, Fonda Speedway, the first ever King of Dirt Pro Stock feature winner, Nicky Stone. Nick gets his royal apparel put on by the Queen of Dirt. Nick, congratulations on taking one giant step to becoming the first ever King of Dirt Pro Stocks champion.
Oh, thank you, man. That track was fast but rough. But I was a lot of side-by-side racing there. But it was good. I'm glad to see another one of my cars finishing up in the top 5. We were all up there for once.
Well, speaking of your other cars, you had a spirited battle with Cousin Luke Horning. Take us back through that.
On one of them restarts, he ended up getting back by us, and I don't know. I think I don't know. I kind of got it on the start, but then it was down to me and him, and I don't know what happened to him. We both went into turn 1 here, and I didn't see him.
Now, for the Fonda Speedway Track Championship, tonight was a short points night, so it doesn't really help you in the quest for your second consecutive title, but it's got to give you momentum going into next week's full points season opener.
Yeah, it definitely does. For sure. We're still debating on where we're going to run full time this year, but as of now, we're probably going to stick with this, seeing how we're doing, starting off pretty good, but we'll see where we go.
All right, Nick, who you got to thank tonight?
I got to thank my dad for helping me out. I got to thank Anthony for helping, Justin, Ricky, all my sponsors, RCT Roofing, Meredith Motors, Gibby's Diner, A1 Installers, West End, and Bonded.
All right, Fonda Speedway, let's hear it one more time for the inaugural K-Dirt Pro Stock feature winner, the man of all, Nicky Stone. Down here, we're going to get a word with second place finisher Jimmy Normoyle. Jim, good run finishing second.
Hey, thanks a lot, man.
What do you got to thank for getting here tonight?
Well, I tell you, I got to thank an awful lot of people. My mom, my dad, my whole family, McCohen's Eyewear, and I'll tell you, Nick Stone and Stone Motorsports put together one hot rod for me, man.
All right, Fonda Speedway, let's hear a round of applause for tonight's second place finisher, Jimmy Normoyle.
I got you, bro.
I take that back. He finished second. They're just lined up wrong. Oh, your real second place finisher, Rob Yetman. I'm just having a great night.
Yeah.
Rob, congratulations on your second place finish.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Track conditions were a lot better here to start this feature than warm-ups or today, but you know, it's still slippery. I knew Nick would be tough and the rest of these guys, but they were weeding themselves out. You know, these bumps aren't helping anybody. They're helping me, but they weren't helping them.
What do you got to thank tonight?
You know, I got to thank Joe Lazzaro and especially my guys back at the garage. I mean, we had a... I mean, I usually don't give up, but I pulled in last night at Malta. The track was so bad, I couldn't take it no more. So, you know, what got up this morning, and we didn't know what we were going to do, and I was going to bring the new car here, and I got gun shy, so I fixed this thing up, and I'm glad I did.
All right, Fonda Speedway, let's hear a round of applause for your real second place finisher, Robbie Yetman.
Well, Rob Yetman gets the number 2 spot, and Jimmy Normoyle got there for third. The crown and the cape go to Nicky Stone, and Stone just picks right up where he left off last year. A little bit of doubt in his mind of where he's going to run regularly. Well, I'll tell you what, you got up and got the win, the big dollars first night out. That should help your cause a little bit, but it is. Competition here is very tough. Sportsman feature, 30 laps. Josh Sun in the number 11 will start on the pole. Greg Havlicek's 15B will start on the outside of row 1. Rocky Warner, 79, goes away third. Adam Pearson starts fourth in the 15. Fifth starting spot, Jason Gray in the 00, and starting 6th, Chad Edwards in the 14. Starting 7th, Bob Bublak in the 27B. Starting 8th is Johnny Scarborough, 61S. Starting 9th, John McAuliffe in the 23. Starting 10th, Whitey Slavin in the 53. 11th starting spot, Chris Schaefer in the 34C. Starting 12th, Cody Clark in the 10%. Starting 13th, Ricky Quick's 84, and starting 14th, the Flying Onion, Tony Ferrone in the 18. Starting 15th, Mark Mortensen in the 1M, and Danny Santa Barbara starts in the 16th spot with the 7J. Starting 17th, Matt